My parents always wanted me to be a doctor or a stockbroker.
What do you think?
Sounds awful.
Who's that?
It's Nikia Laude.
To be a champion, it takes discipline.
I heard about this thing with Nicky.
You're killing us out there.
It's over, superstar.
More powerful than everything is the will to win.
Do you think you can cope with the pressure?
Trust me.
It was my line. I had that corner.
What, do you mean the one that you spun out of and finished facing the other way? I think that corner had you.
That move was total suicide. But if I hadn't braked, we'd have crashed.
Well, no, but we didn't, did we? Thanks to your impeccable survival instincts.
What's your name?
It's very simple. Hunt. It rhymes with a word that happens to describe you perfectly.
Who is that? I have no idea. He looks like a rat, doesn't he?
The focus is really on that dramatic season in '76 with the crash, with Nicky's crash, and yes, on the rivalry between him and James Hunt.
They're pretty much opposites, the two of them. You know, Nicky is very much of the intellectual mind, and you know, there's a calculation and risk assessment for the way he approaches racing, and whereas James is, you know, he's an artist, if you will. You know.
Who are you? Should I know you?
What? You don't know? He's a Nikia Laude, Formula 1 driver, and he just signing with a Ferrari.
Him? That's impossible.
Why?
Well, you know, Formula 1 drivers. They have long hair, are sexy. Their shirts are open to here.
Thank you.
Yes? Anyway, look at the way he's driving, like an old man.
Right now, with zero incentive or reward, why would I drive fast?
Because I'm asking you to. They're still very close friends, Marlene and Nicky, so I think they must be some sort of soulmates. And other than that, it was more really up to how I imagine feeling as the wife of someone who does quite a dangerous profession, or yeah, I imagine can't be always very easy.
Welcome to Sao Paulo, Brazil and the Interlagos circuit for the first race in the 1976 Formula 1 season, where the main news is that James Hunt has qualified fastest, beating Nikia Laude's Ferrari to pole position by just 0.02 of a second.
Everyone was writing about it. Everyone was talking about it, because even at the moment it was occurring, they were such opposites, and they really represented two ends of the spectrum.
New car. You noticed? Pole position. I noticed that too. Level playing field now, my ratty little friend. Yeah. Let's see where we are after lap 1. Let's see where we are in 5 races time.
Hunt has the pit lane pole position, which should give him the best chance of outdragging Lauda's Ferrari. If ever there was a doubt about whether Lauda had a serious challenger to this season, Hunt and his McLaren have certainly given us the answer.
What's amazing about their rivalry is the respect they had for one another as they tried to one-up each other. And what they learned from each other, I think, was quite significant in both their lives. But it's an amazing story of human triumph and of rivalry that existed just as much on a personal level as it did on the racetrack.
5 races in. How's it going so far?
It's fine. Just got a little problem with an Austrian rat and his team of Italian cheats who've destroyed my car.
What are you talking about?
Talking about the race in Spain that I won.
Yeah, in a car, which is not legal.
5/8, 7 inches too wide. You know that doesn't have the slightest effect on speed. But you complained and your team of lawyers leaned on the authorities. Now we've had to rebuild the car and it's become a monster.
At least it's a legal monster.
So you've had to resort to cheating.
You're driving an illegal car and call me the cheat? It's pathetic. Rules are rules.
Yes. And rats are rats. Thank you. Thank you.
There are people from that era who like to say, the 70s. That's when sex was safe and driving was dangerous. Of course, it was unbelievably dangerous, and of course, and it still is. But, you know, as Lauda told me, he said, well, I understood it, but, you know, 2 people a year were dying. And out of 20-something drivers, those aren't great odds. But you take that risk if you choose to.
James, do you think you can cope with the pressure?
Well, I've never really understood what that means. I love my job. I love competing. I love racing. Maybe you should ask Nicky. He's the world champion. He's got everything to lose.
Mr. Lauda, are you feeling pressure?
Do I look like I'm feeling pressure? I'm world champion and on the verge to become world champion again. Hunt now has the opportunity to win, but it's not so easy to become a champion. You have to really believe it to make it possible.
James, is there anything you'd like to add?
If Nicky is being tricky and getting a kicky out of playing mind games, then fine, I'm flattered. But the fact is, momentum is with me. I've never felt better. And I fully expect the next press conference we'll have will be with me as world champion.
Emergency. That was the racetrack. There's been an accident. The driver's been injured. He's coming in now.
Hello. I think the racetrack telephoned ahead that I was coming. Hunt, James Hunt. I had a friendly disagreement with another driver about his wife.
Why? What did he do?
I'd be happy to show you if you like.
James can be a loose cannon, but in terms of raw talent, there is no better driver in the world.
Why don't they make it safer?
Risk of death turns people on.
Who's that? It's Nikia Laude. He's just been signed by Ferrari.
I'm both quicker than you and better at setting up the car.
James Hunt is a proven winner at the highest level.
Is there a question, or are you just trying to piss me off?
This is an incredible battle between these two drivers.
I heard about this thing with Nicky.
Everyone has.
James, do you think you can cope with the pressure?
To be a champion, you have to really believe it. You're just a party guy.
You're killing us out there.
You're too far back.
I'm quicker than all of you.
And James Hunt is out.
It's over, superstar.
More powerful than even the fear of death itself is the will to win.
Which is why I'm here begging.
You really think you can beat him?
Trust me.
Today with the rain, it's the most dangerous track in the world.
That all depends on how good you are in the rain. Let's race.
Talk to me, James.
Don't go to men who are willing to kill themselves, driving in circles looking for normality.
Nikia Laude, trapped in a searing inferno of 800+ degrees.
I feel responsible for what happened.
Watching you win those races, you were equally responsible for getting me back in the car.
The showdown between you and Nicky is all anyone wants to see.